Hello. So today we're doing combos and Oki. I'll be starting off with the basic combo structure of combos in Tekken. I'll be going over FADC, and I'll show easy versions of combos, optimized versions of combos, wall travel options, and pretty much all there is to know when it comes to comboing with Akuma. Let's get started. Okay, so first off, you're going to want to understand how combos function in Tekken. You have your launcher, which puts the opponent in a juggleable state, right? Puts them in the air, they can't block any of that because they're being floated, right? Then there's your tailspin, right? Which is when you send them in this corkscrew motion, which puts their legs in the air on the floor. You can hit them from there, right? Right, they're on the floor, but they're not really on the floor. That's a tailspin, which is usually the middle of the combo, right? Then you have your ender, which comes after the tailspin, right? Which you cannot combo further unless you bring them to the wall. That is your ender. And in between the launcher and the tailspin and the ender, you have optional filler options, right? Let me show you. Down forward 1-1 is the filler, then you have the tailspin, that's the filler and the ender, right? That's just an example of a combo, right? You can be creative. Usually that's the parts that change when you're trying to think about wall positioning. It's usually the filler. That is true of every character. It's launcher, maybe filler, tailspin, maybe filler, ender. That's how combos work in Tekken, right? And yeah, now that you have that, you will be able to be more creative and understand the combos instead of simply just remembering a combination of buttons and just going with that. That is not what you should be doing. Combos are something that can be very expressive and creative. Sure, knowing optimal combos is great, but you gotta know what makes them optimal apart from damage, right? So now that I've touched on damage, I want to tell you how scaling works more or less, right? Grounded hits do 100% damage, right? I'll turn off rage because rage affects the scaling. And as you bring them in the air, the more hits you do, the less damage you will actually inflict on each hit, right? It'll be the damage, which is like 7 on a jab, and you'll times it by the percentage, and you will get less and less. So sometimes it is better to do shorter combos than longer combos, or to try and pack more damaging hits earlier in the combo. There's not much of that you need to think of when playing Akuma, but still, it's a good thing to know. Okay, I just wanted to get out the way the mini combos you get, which are usually what you do when you use moves intended for meter usage, but when you don't have meter. So that's like down 3 Tatsu when you're in clean hit. You can continue after down 3 Tatsu, same as standing 2 Tatsu. Alright, you can do a small DP, you can do a big DP, which is gonna be your go-to after the small Tatsu, if there's no wall. And you can also change the Tatsu for a big Tatsu, and you can also do a big DP. That's 4 different options with 4 different levels of wall carry, and yeah, you're gonna want to pick your option depending on where the wall is. With down 3, do not do down 3 big DP, right? Just don't, right? Even in clean hit range, you don't get all of it. It's not worth the risk, right? And many characters, you'll just whiff the DP. So yeah, when it's down 3, your go-to Meterless mini combo, I guess, would be Tatsu big DP. And if you're doing standing 2 and you're confident it's gonna hit, you go for the big DP, it does more damage. Alright. It's only 1 more damage, but take what we can get, right? So yeah, always have your positioning in mind when doing these options, but we will be going over what you do when you have meter, which is usually how you're going to want to use these moves anyway. Let's start off with his meterless options, right? I think that's a good place to start. So let's go with back one, which is his most basic launcher, yet the one that gives most people trouble. Because you have to do this, right? And the issue with that is that it is not simply doing back one into a jump. You have to input the demon flip, which is the stance jump, you know. You cannot wait for the back one to finish. You have to input it as if it was one command. You should think of it as a single command. So you do back one, forward, down, down, forward, 4. Don't put a pause in there, right? Immediately, alright. Then you're gonna want to do demon flip 3 because that's the tailspin option, right? Nothing else will really connect. Some characters you can do the 4, right? But it's range dependent, it's character dependent. Usually don't go for that. I'll try to list the characters that can be hit by that in the description, but that's only if I can find a list. So let's get to the demon flip 3. If you do it too fast, you'll whiff. If you do it too low, it won't be a tailspin. So you want to wait for their legs to be going up, right? See how our legs go up, and just as they're coming down, you want to press 3. It will depend on the character size and the range for how easy that actually is to do. Because let me show you a range. I can do it, but like this range I can't, right? Max range, I'm not getting the tailspin. On back one, you can use the red fireball for a combo. You're gonna want to go with demon flip 3 usually, but anything pretty much connects. Wow, I'm bad. Anything pretty much connects. So there you go. That's for the long range back ones. You can also do regular fireball. There's plenty of things you can do, but you're not really gonna use those. So yeah, that is pretty much where you go from there. That's more or less your launcher. Back one's a launcher, but you don't really have a choice but to do the tailspin. So this is where your decision making when it comes to combo will start. Alright, I'll show you the easy version of the combo. Alright, do focus attack, 4, 2 into a DP. Since I said it slowly, I did it too slowly. You do have to dash for the focus attack. But, right, dash, focus attack, 4, 2 into a DP. That's the easy mode combo. Sometimes when I'm worried because I'm playing online and my dash jabs don't work because you know, we've all played this game. We know what it's like. I will go for this combo. This is not a bad option, right? But it is far from the best. It only does a measly 49 damage. Yeah, those season 4 nerfs hurt quite a lot. Unfortunate. But yeah, that's not optimal. We're gonna start getting into territory that is resembling optimal now. So you do focus, but instead you do 3 dash jabs into forward, 2, 1. See, the damage is the same, but the amount of wall travel you get is much better. Right. No walls right now, I'll give you that much, but there's a reason why you're gonna want to learn how to do this. Right, so I'm just gonna quickly touch on how to do dash jabs. Akuma does not have a forward 1 input, so if you do forward and you hold the forward as you press the 1, that is not a problem. But basically, it is pretty much timing based. As soon as he starts recovering from the jab, you input a dash as quickly as possible. and you want to let your Akuma travel, because if you do a really short dash jab, you're not really traveling, right? You need to give him time to fucking walk forward. There we go. And you're just gonna have to practice the timing, right? It's a universal mechanic pretty much. But yeah, the more hits you do on your opponent, the further they will be pushed. So the further you're gonna need to dash, right? And from this back one combo, right, the maximum amount of dash jabs you can do is at 3. At 4, it'll start whiffing. But I will show you how you can fit in a 4th dash jab, right? So you will get more damage than the easy mode combo. There are 2 ways to do that. One is you sidestep right instead of dashing, right? But that is kinda, I don't know, it doesn't always connect. Depends on the size of the character, depends on, the timing's a lot stricter, because like, let's say you don't hold this enough, you'll get a regular focus and you will still get a combo, and if you mess up after stepping, you'll just whiff and drop your combo. So I don't really like this option. But what you can do is do another demon flip 3, right? And this looks kind of hard, but really the issue is that people are scared of dropping the first one, so they don't input the second demon flip fast enough, because they need that visual confirmation that they did not mess up the tailspin. And as much as I understand that, you know, live your life a little, take risks, don't be afraid to jump. As soon as you hit the ground, you can even start the demon flip input just a bit before you recover, and then finish it as in, you do the, like, you can press forward a bit before he's recovered, do the down forward 4 once you're on the ground, right? And you're going to do another demon flip 3, right? And this is actually a lot easier to do than for thing. You can do this very high, right? The second one. You can do it quite low as well. I'll try to show. Yeah, you have time, right? Legs are quite high up, and the hurt box of your opponent in that situation is actually much larger than you can visually see. So don't be afraid to go for this combo. Also, your opponent will be straight, like when you sidestep to do the focus attack. But what you're gonna want to do is input a focus attack, but a level 1 focus attack. Just tap 1+2. Do not hold it. Right? Demon flip 3, focus, 1, 2, 3, there. And that is the maximum amount of wall carry and damage you can get off of back 1 with no meter. So I showed you the easy mode options, I showed you the hardest option. Alright. I usually go for the hardest. I don't think it's that hard really. When I start doubting and I can feel in the combo, oh, I might drop, I just take the last jab away. I do 4-4-2-1, but I just take 1 jab away when I'm worried. So yeah, without bar, that is optimal for backward. Like I said, only works when you're kind of stuck to your opponent. It depends on their size, but every character, when you're stuck to them, that's the combo. Here's a quick option I forgot. Yeah, you can also sidestep, do jump into focus for the first bit of the filler. So yeah, that is step, right, jump, focus, and then you can do 2 to 3 dash jabs into FF21. I forgot to mention it, but it is an option. Like I said, there's a lot of experimentation to be done. So hit the lab. Right, now we've got down forward 2-1. This launcher. Beware, this is one of his worst moves, to put it lightly. So I'll give you a couple options, but usually if you're not straight ahead, it becomes a bit janky. And yeah, you should still know the combos for it. So here's what you would do straight ahead for easy mode, right? standing 3, down forward 1, 4, 3. That's standing 3, down forward 1, 4, 3. And then you'll get to pick your ender, basically, right? The easiest is probably to dash up, do down forward 2, 4, 3. You can also do 2 into big DP for the ender. Alright. That will depend again on wall positioning, like always. But now you can use the ender you're gonna want to use most of the time. Which is jump down 3 into forward 2, 1, right? And to do jump down 3, you want to press down 3 at the top of the jump. If you do it too early, you'll get the knee. If you do it too late, you'll get the knee, right? So it's kind of timing based. It's a bit trickier than the other two, but with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to get that in, right? And if you're feeling yourself, you can add a jab in there, right? But if you're going for that down forward 2-1 combo, you might as well just do the max damage if you're really feeling yourself. But that's really gonna depend on how you feel it. So you can also fit down forward 1-1, but I found this to be kind of inconsistent there. Like it just whiffed as I said it. Sometimes it whiffs, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on your positioning, right? There, if you're slightly to the right, it works. Sometimes it works straight ahead. It depends on the character. So I wouldn't recommend going for down forward 1-1, right? And when you're on the left, it doesn't work, right? But you can still do this one. The problem is you have to change the ender if you're off axis to the left, right? I'll show you. She'll start to flip over. Oh, it needs to be a bit more to the left. There. There. You have to be careful when she flips over. So what you can do to not throw the last hit and possibly get punished is throw the first 2 hits and wait till you throw the last one, so you can confirm if you're actually too off axis or not. See, you can wait a little bit before you press it. But yeah, like I said, it's not a great launcher. You should be fine if you're on the right. Yeah, it actually usually helps to be slightly to the right. But now let's go for the max damage, which has kind of the same problem, but worse actually. So that straight ahead, that's the combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and forward 2-1. Just trust me, it works. I'll do it again. But yeah, when you do this one, you have the choice of adapting how many jabs you do depending on the wall and depending on if you feel you're not gonna manage to get it. And like I said, this has the same properties. It works when you're to the right. There. See, I messed up a dash jab, so I knew I should do forward 2-1 after only 3 and not 4. The problem with this one is if you're off axis to the left, even slightly, it doesn't work. So yeah, again, not a great launcher. But there's also an option to add a little wall carry. This is your third option. Experiment, do whatever you like, right? But I'm giving you 3 good options for 3 different situations. Again, standing 3, down forward 1, yada yada is the easy one. Forward 4 is the hard one that does the most damage. Alright. There, I got it this time. And if you want more wall carry, you can do a single DP, do a few dash jabs, dash up, do all that. I'll have the inputs on screen normally. Yeah, that will give you more wall carry. It's a bit less damage, but you know, getting the wall will give you extra damage. So it's up to you. And this is not too bad when you're off axis, but yeah. Oh, that's just me messing up. Shot to the left. Yeah. It's just a bad launcher, really. Let's face it, but you can just do regular dash jabs. The issue is she'll start the flip over I was talking about. So you'll usually just wanna just tailspin quickly if you notice she starts doing that. She can do that when you're to the right, it just happens a bit less. There we go. And yeah, just it's a generally pretty bad launcher. Down forward 1-1 to 4 freeze. Like really easy mode, sometimes it's just more reliable. But yeah, so here's your options for down forward 2-1. But I want to add what your ender would be if you had rage, right? This is also going to apply to while standing too, because you can only do rage out when there's no walls after a tailspin, right? So like if I do this, most characters it would connect, there it doesn't do it. It needs to be after a tailspin, right? And yeah, you get more damage for doing that. Not much more, but you get more damage. And now you get to experiment with when you do it, right? There you go. Now, if you notice, there was only one more damage for 4 extra hits. And that's because of the scaling. I already talked about scaling. The faster you do the earlier in the combo you do the big moves, the more damage they do. That applies to the rage out. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know for down forward 2-1 when it comes to meterless combos. You'll just get like extensions to the wall. I'll talk about it later for what you get. Yeah, that's down forward 2-1 in a nutshell. It's a bad move. You might have noticed I haven't done a rage out with the jab, right? Right. I haven't done this. I haven't pressed the rage out button. Now I also haven't done like this, right? And the trick to doing that, to doing the Kara rage out as it's called, is you can do 1-1 in the middle, like while your tailspin is happening, and then you just have to finish the input. Right, so 1-1 before he recovers and can actually move, and as soon as he recovers, you can do forward 2 plus 3, and you can actually do forward 3-2 because you now have space and time to do it, unlike when you do it at the wall. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do it, right? Because you have to know, it's just when you press 2 that he does it. So the 1-1 can be hidden, and then you can finish that. The reason you'd want to do forward 3 cancelled is because he steps forward a little bit. It might help you not whiff it when you do really far away tailspins. So yeah, hide in the recovery, the 1-1, forward 3-2. Okay, now we're going to talk about while standing 2, which is an amazing 50-50 tool. And you can be quite creative with the combos you do, but I'm going to start off with the max damage because it's the one I'm the most used to. You do while standing 2 into demon flip, sorry, not down 2, while standing 2 into demon flip, right? Just like when we did back 1 into demon flip, you cannot wait. Think of it as a single input, right? You'll wait a bit, do demon flip 1, right? Which recovers very quickly. Forward 3, like so. 1, 2, 4, 3. You have to dash to do that. Of course, if I'm recording, I'll mess it up. You know how these things work. See, and that is your max damage. It's not that hard, but it does require you to have good timing when it comes to your dashes, right? And if you prefer, you can also do an early tailspin with demon flip 3. Remember, they nerf that move a lot, so you will lose quite a bit of damage. But I guess if the wall is closer, you could do something perhaps like this and try and fit in as many hits as possible. But yeah. You can basically do the same combos as you can with back one. So there's not much more I need to say about that since I've already showed those. But with while standing 2, you have more options. Because back one, you don't get a combo. Like, all you get is like down 4, right? And yeah, while standing 2 is just a regular launcher if you don't go into Demon Flip. The issue is that it's launch punishable. But people are scared of the Demon Flip, they're scared of you throwing a fireball, so they won't always punish you. But that's not the point of this video. This is about showing you combos. So from while standing 2, you can get pretty much comparable combos to down forward 2-1 if you don't. Yeah, if you don't go into that. Yeah, I can't speak, but yeah, down forward 2-1, regular while standing 2, about the same, just a bit less damage. Don't go into Demon Flip only as a mix-up tool. You should always try and go into Demon Flip or throw perhaps a fireball after it. I am very careful about throwing single while standing 2. But occasionally you'll mess up the Demon Flip input and you should be able to react on the fly with probably a forward 4. Okay, now we have an extra option, right? You can throw while standing 2 into a DP and you actually get a combo from that, right? You can either jab for, you know, for extra travel or whatever, right? That is your choice. Or you can just tailspin straight away. That's a pretty easy combo. You could get it off of blocking a low, so you're sure you're not gonna get blocked. Because if while standing 2 is unsafe, while standing 2 DP is very unsafe, right? I don't ever really recommend doing that, but it's good to know you can do this. In always, you know, try and be creative with your options, but it's gonna be less damage than the Demon Flip. Quick note, you can do this combo. You could use a bar to extend it. Don't do that, but it's good to know. This is the in-depth guide, isn't it? I feel like I've been very vague for an in-depth guide, but yeah, you have a lot of options. Alright, we have the focus attack, right? Focus attack will allow you to either use your bar by doing standing 2 into your desired option, right? Or you can throw any launcher. I usually go for launchers so I don't spend the bar. Since I can already get a big chunk of damage without spending a bar, using a bar will only add like 27 damage. It's good, but using a bar for a full combo will add a lot more than 27 damage, right? Which is why I like to keep my bar. But when it's gonna kill, use it, right? All I wanted to say on that is the back one combo doesn't change, right? It actually becomes a bit easier because you're slightly off axis in a good way. But down forward 2-1 becomes worse because you're off axis to the left, right? So forward 4 always whiffs after a focus attack. Unless you somehow hit the focus attack off axis, but yeah, good luck with that one. Quick note, after jumping 4, you can sometimes be at plus 14, 15 or even 17. So after jumping 4, regular like standing jump 4, jumping 4, jumping 2. You sometimes have the frames to throw the launchers, but you just do your regular combo once you get them. Back one is realistic, therefore 2-1 not really, let's face it. But yeah, you can just do your regular combo after that. Again, these were the meterless options. Now let's move on to what you can do with meter. I'm just gonna start off the meter options with the FADC, right? That's what a lot of people always ask me about. Right? It's how you get these sexy combos. It's how you do this. It's how you get that yellow dash. It allows you to cancel the recovery of any special move with a focus attack, right? That's what it does. This is the focus attack. And this focus attack is itself cancelable by a dash. Right? A dash back or a dash forward. Don't do a dash back because you won't get a combo from that. It does not have the same frames of recovery as the regular dash. And the thing is, if you cancel your special move fast enough, and then you cancel the focus attack fast enough, you basically won't see him go back. See, you can't even see the focus attack if I do it correctly, right? And that's what you should be aiming for. If you do it perfectly off of a close range hardo, you should be at plus 15, right? So, how does one do this, right? Because you're gonna need it for most of your combos, right? The way you do that is you input the focus attack right after your special move. So you just press immediately 1+2, and then you want to dash as fast as possible. You're gonna do 1+2 FF immediately. See, 1+2 FF. I know that there's actually a trick, I guess, that helps a lot of people. As you can see from my inputs, I'm not actually doing the trick, but some people like to press forward, then 1+2, then the second forward when they do the dash. And yeah, not me, but I guess maybe that's because I'm playing on HitBox. I'm not sure, but you try it. See, I know it's helped a lot of people, so yeah. Let me push it so it's not behind my camera. There, forward 1+2 forward, right? It works. Like, it definitely does work, right? So you do what you prefer, right? That's what's most important, what you're comfortable with. Okay, now that we know what an FADC is, let's see how you can use it for combos. Yeah, you can cancel some normal moves into it. But yeah, that is not gonna actually net you anything. And yeah, you can use that for some mix-ups, I guess. Like, I wouldn't, that's a big waste of bar. But you can use it after a hardo to get a combo and after a DP to get a combo. Right, I'll start the DP because that's the easiest one. Right, now, even if you don't do it perfectly, let me try and show you. You can get a combo. You see, you saw my character go back there, and like I said, a good FADC, you wouldn't see the character go back, and you can still get a combo. So if you do it badly, I probably recommend you start off with just catching up with a jab. But let's say you've mastered the FADC, which, if you're gonna play Akuma, I really recommend you do, right? You would just do another DP, right? Forward 3, jab, jab, forward 3. There. We're getting the hang of this, right? Most of his combos look quite similar, right? That was pretty much the same as the while standing 2 demon flip 1 combo. So it was a DP, right? And if you feel you're gonna mess up, don't hesitate to take one of the jabs out, right? And if you take one of the jabs out, you can do down forward 2, forward 3, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. If I did 2 jabs, right? If I did 2 jabs, it would not work because you can only do 5 moves in the combo before down forward 2, 4, 3 whiffs. You can only do 4 moves before 2 into big DP whiffs. Right? But you can like fit like 6 or 7 for jump down 3 FF21, which is where you get more wall carry. And also it sends very far. Usually that is not a combo you're going to be doing off axis, but in the case that you do, you should be fine. Like, it's sort of like DP sort of realigns the opponent, so you should just get it. Like I said, okay, from the right though, you might have some trouble. So yeah, from the right, just jab instead of doing the forward 3, right? Now, that was like the optimal combo, right? Because it involves a lot of dashing. So I'll again give you an alternative combo, which, you know, when the wall's closer, it's probably better to do, right? So you always want to throw the DP, and you can just do 4-3, right? Focus attack, do a jab into FF21, focus attack, and do down forward 2-4-3. Again, be careful, sometimes you'll be off axis. Done. You can also do forward 4. Experiment. I gave you the optimal, which is the forward 3. But again, experiment. It's gonna involve wall distance and stuff like that. And again, tailspin, rage, all that is also an option. Now, here's a little trick combo. I have used it, right? But it is usually really not worth doing. Right, so when you do the FADC dash, you can just dash again, right? And you'll be behind her. So let's say your back is at the wall. Yeah, your back's at the wall. You can just put them at the wall. But you'd have to do the first FADC perfectly. Then you can imagine there's a wall and you do your back turn wall ender, right? Now, when is that actually useful? That is when you do a DP in the back. Because now you're at the front. It's magic. There you go. Now I'll show you another trick over the trick, because why not? Yeah, you can actually do that. I'll touch up on how to do that cross up when I get to the one time where it's actually useful. But yes, be creative, think of the possibilities. But yeah, if you do the first FADC perfectly, you can dash up. Jab is relatively easy, but 4-3 takes a lot of practice. I don't know where I'm gonna stick this in the video yet, but yeah, I wanted to say mid combo after a DP. You can also do the crossover tech. Let me try and get it. Wow, I'm bad. Like this, right? And you, instead of 2, you do 4-4-2-1 or whatever. Now, I forgot to mention, this works off of a single DP, 2 into DP, down 1 into DP, the ungodly down 3 into DP. It works off of any DP. Alright, now let's get on to, it's pretty much a staple combo, which is a hardo, right? Which is usually down 3 hardo, right? You will need to do either a frame perfect FADC or be only 1 frame off. is you need 14 frames. There you can do back one. I've touched on what the options for back one are. I'm not going to go over them again because they don't change, right? But yeah, this is what you strive to do, right? I've talked about this before, but the whole match, the whole round is leading up to you eventually, if I don't fuck up, doing this to your opponent, right? You can whiff punish him with a 2, that works. You can also do the red fireball if you don't mess up. Wow, I'm bad. There you go. And you can also do the counter hits, right? Like I said, this is what you're gonna want to do. Now, when there's no walls, this is your go-to all the time, right? Everything is leading up to that combo. So you're really gonna want to practice FADCs. Now, what's so great about the FADC apart from that? Because that was already a lot, right? It makes your launcher, right, +6 on block. It puts you a +15 if you do it greatly. But the other thing is you can use another bar, right? For another FADC. Look at this. Look at this damage. That's the launcher. That was 48 damage just for the launcher, right? But yeah, you're really gonna want to learn FADC. I don't know how to say this. I have a lot of people telling me, asking me, oh, my execution isn't so great. Do you think I can still play Akuma? I don't want to say no. I want to say you're gonna need to practice your execution. Anyone can do this, but it takes a lot of practice. Of course, I had planned on saying that when Season 3 was, when I was gonna release the guide, but now we've got Season 4, and we do have one easy combo that will make your life easier, which is EX Tatsu. Right, this move. You can jab into EX Tatsu. If you want to use 2 bars, you can do something like this. Right. Yeah. Like this. Remember, after an FADC perfectly, it's +15. You can throw standing 2. And yes. That is the easy launcher. But what is the easy combo with the easy launcher? Right, you can just like dash and jump for the really easy options, but it's basically just gonna be dash jabs into FF21 again. But what you really want to do is dash up and focus attack. It's relatively easy. The difficulty is in how many jabs you can actually throw, and again, that's just gonna be practice. You can also do this as an easier option. There, that way you only have to throw 2 dash jabs. For the exact same damage. It's the reason you're gonna want to do focus attack most of the time is that way if the wall is close you can adapt better. But pick and choose. It's either jump 4 1+2 or level 2 focus. Level 2 is when you charge it up and it does this instead of that. That is your EX Tatsu combos. Okay, oh, I forgot. Also, there's down 3 Tatsu into DP. I see a lot of people drop this because they're not doing the right thing, right? They either go behind or... Sorry. They just do this, right? And the character's very off-axis and they start to whiff the down for 2-4-3 and they don't understand why. The reason is because you just have to dash to the right before doing 4-3. And then you won't whiff, right? It's pretty much that easy, right? But I see a lot of people not doing that for some reason. Yeah, just step before you do the tailspin, that's it. Now, are there more interesting ways to use my bar. Some of them are interesting and useful, some of them are interesting and aren't useful. I will show you all of them. First, you have the EX fireballs, the regular EX fireballs. You never really use these, right? You can get a combo if you're off axis sometimes. Yeah, not great. I've seen it off of this. There you go. You can get a combo sometimes, but it's just less damage than Hardo into FADC. It's not as plus. Like, this is only +1 at close range. That there is no reason for you to use this move. It's not good. You also have the red fireball, the EX red fireball. You can throw forward for 2-1 on that. You can throw you can dash up and do a down 4. You can combo this there, but again, I don't see the purpose. It is +9 on block. I have won one tournament using that as a mix-up tool. Again, you can use your bar. It's a combo. I'm putting it in the video, but don't do that. It's not worth your bar. Season 1 and 2 Akuma built bar very quickly. That is not the case in Season 4. Your bar is precious. You're gonna want to do optimal stuff. You're gonna want to do max damage. You're gonna want to do that. Now, one thing I like to do, which is kind of a waste, but that I do use, because it does net you quite a lot of damage, is jump forward into EX air fireballs. And if you do this correctly, you can actually get a lot of plus frames, right? You can get a wall bounce if there's a wall. You can get a full launch. And you can get, yeah, you can get whatever you want. You're a plus a lot. You can even use another bar. I think you can get a focus attack sometimes. Sometimes, whatever. The point is you're a plus a lot. But this is going to be dependent again on range, on where you do it. Like, close to the ground is usually better. But the reason you're going to want to use this, I'll repeat that in my offense video that's coming after this. But yeah, the reason you're going to do this is because it goes much further. People will backdash instead of range where your jump will whiff. Hardos won't whiff, and if they run into you to punish early, there, that happens. That was guaranteed, right? That took forever to hit, right? But there you go. That's how you use the EX air fireballs. Now, using your bar as a combo extender. Like I said, you can cancel anything into an FADC, but usually you're going to want to cancel a DP. Now I'll show you why. You can get more wall carry, right? By just adding a dash. Instead of a dash jab, you add a dash single DP, the small one, into a dash, and then you can do another jab or an FF21. It's going to depend where you chose to do it. But yeah, you have to dash up twice after it, because you have to do FADC, then dash. And you will get insane wall carry, right? Absolutely insane wall carry. Honestly, it's worth it. I'll say it. It doesn't do that much more damage on its own, but if you do get that wall, not only do you get more damage, you get the positioning. And you get the wall Oki, which is very important. Alright, now we have counter hit launchers. Right, with forward 4, what I usually recommend is step into forward 4, and you get the same combo as you do on down forward 2-1, except you're gonna get it most of the time, because that's not usually counter hits don't really happen off axis. Yeah, just in case they do, you're just gonna want to dash up, do down forward 1-1, just stay on something relatively safe. Now you're not gonna get a good combo if you're off axis, you just have to accept that. That depends how off axis you are. If you're off axis to the right though, then it just makes this combo easier. That's the combo if you want more wall carry. But it is quite hard to get all these dashes down. Whereas this, you can just adapt. Like if you mess up, you can sort of go, oh, I just make the combo shorter if I mess up, which is why I prefer the max damage. Yeah. You can the easy mode combo though is foot 4, focus attack, 4-3. Okay, actually you can get more damage by doing this. The problem with that is that they're so off axis that you will not get any wall. But we are talking wall-less combos right now, so yeah. When I recorded this, I didn't quite realize that did a bit of extra damage, but yeah, that's max damage. But yeah, I don't rate the positioning. Okay, now we have counter it while standing 3. What you want to do with this is a while standing 4, and then you can jab and continue, right? 1, 2, 3. Do however many you want. It starts getting repetitive. The enders, again, you can always change the enders. Yeah, if you're kinda mad, you can do multiple while standing 4s if you're kinda crazy with execution. Like so, you get bit more damage than just doing a jab, but like don't bother. It's really not worth it. But you can do that. Okay, now what you do have to note is that when you do while standing 3 into DP or while standing 3 into like Tatsu or whatever, the problem is if you hit them on counter hit when you do that, you won't get the right combo, right? And you'll get stuff like that happen. Right, so you do want to be very careful. That's more of a notice. If you do this, like it's fun. You can get that combo, right? But usually that is not what you're gonna want to go for. You can get a tailspin off of that normally, but I'm not sure what's going on. So yeah, what you want to do when you mess that up is either just wait, go for jabs, right? Just safe it up. Or you can do a forward 3 before you do the jabs. Do whatever ender you like I said, like I always say. With the EX Tatsu though, I probably recommend just going for a while running 3. That's probably my recommendation if that happens to you. But you can also do jump 4 into FF21. Yeah, that is basically if that happens, you just lost a lot of damage. You can dash up, do 2 into big DP. Like, not great. Okay, your last counter hit launcher will be back 2, right? And with back 2, you have to sidestep to the right slightly, do a level 2 focus. Forward 3, jab, jab, forward 3. Like all of these combos look pretty much the same, but that's how you pick up for the maximum amount. And the easy version is just forward 3 afterwards. If you don't go for the forward 3, the sidestep is not as important, but this might happen to you, right? Remember, if you're too off axis, she'll start to flip over. Which is why if you sidestep to the right before starting your combo, you will not have that problem. So there you go, that's pretty much back 2. You could also do down forward 1-1 for real easy mode, forward 3, jab, whatever. All of his combos are pretty much the same. It's just you have to know the little intricacies, like do you have to step, is it more like the back 1 combo, is it more like the down forward 2-1? There's not that much variation, but you get to be creative once you know how to pick up, right? Okay, I've talked about jump down 3 FF21 or jump down 3 jab FF21. I've talked about 2 into big DP. I've talked about down forward 2-4-3. There is one thing, actually 2 things, sorry, that I did not mention, because they are options you use for Oki. They are not optimal damage. They will get you mix-ups afterwards, and those are down forward 2. Standing 2 Hado and 2 into Tatsu. I will show you that right now, and I will show you the Oki options. Basically, if you do this and they don't tech, you get a guaranteed running free. If they back roll from that, the running free will give you plus frames. The problem is if they tech, they will be behind you. It's quite ambiguous where the frames are exactly, but you want to be careful. But that is very much an option you can use, right? I use it quite a lot, but yeah, you don't want to be in this position. Now, 2 into Hado is a bit different. Basically, you run up, and if they don't get up, you will get that stomp Oki. If they get up, you will get the big shoulder, which will put you at plus 14. Be careful, some characters can avoid that. But yeah, that is plus 14, but they can still block for these 14 frames. You don't have a guaranteed back one after that. But yeah, this is very good for enforcing mix-ups. The advantage of this option over the Tatsu option is if they side roll, you also get the shoulder. It's basically the 2 into Tatsu at the end of a relatively long combo will give you more damage if you guess right, but there is a downside. 2 into Hado, you get less of a reward, but there is no downside. So these are some mix-up options. I usually just like to do the full damage and run up and just go back to neutral. That's my personal preference. But yeah, you do you. It's a character about being creative and it's a game about feeling, you know. And also, I said 2 into Tatsu, but you can do this after any combo, right? Even the dash jab combos, right? You can do it like this, right? Like you just have to dash and do jab into whatever, or 2 into whatever if it connects. It doesn't have to be as after a tailspin or something. But yeah, these are your 2 Oki enders. Like I said, I am not a big fan, but you need them. Okay, when it comes to Oki options, I forgot one. So there. What you can do is do running 1 instead of 2 Hado after jump down 3 for the same result. I've talked previously about the OP you get from the down to Tatsu and into DP, right? So I'm not going to talk about it again, but that's OP, right? That you need to figure out. Right? Actually, I can't talk about it again. It's just like you do all if they tech, that's it, right? But what if they stay on the ground now, right? The options you have for when they're on the ground, right? You do have down 4 for if they try to side roll. While running free, if they stay on the ground and if they back roll, it's plus frames, but if they side roll or kip up, you'll have a problem. But I just wanted to add this little fun one, right? You can do this, right? If they stay on the ground, double fireballs for free or whatever, right? You can just jab and continue, and you will get a full combo. That is from most positions, right? You just won't get the same combo. Like if you're on the side, that seems like a pretty hard one. Does it work? It works. It always works. Alright. Okay, here's another one. Like, because the thing is, if you hit the opponent, they sort of move up a little bit, so they will hit the harder, right? That is not a very good option, but it is something you should know, because from this, if you have 2 bars and you're absolutely mad, you can do something like that, right? Absolutely not recommended, but you should know it. Alright, your most damaging ender that you're not going to want to do most of the time is going to be your super. It costs 2 bars, which is very costly, but it does do an awful lot of damage and can win you matches. I recommend you only do it at the end of a match. Right, that's pretty much the most damaging thing you can do when not in rage, and your rage damage will increase from this, so good to know.